Dr. Robert Brooks, a leading clinical psychologist with 45 years of experience, is widely known for his work on resilience, motivation, and the emotional lives of children with ADHD. He has authored 21 books, served for many years on CHADD's professional advisory board, and currently teaches at Harvard Medical School. His warm, humorous, and practical approach has influenced thousands of families and professionals. Brooks explains that his interest in resilience began early in his career, when psychology was dominated by a deficit model focused on problems rather than strengths. Working in inner-city Boston and later as principal of a psychiatric hospital school, he noticed that some children thrived despite adversity, while others with similar challenges did not. This led him to study the mindset and behaviors of resilient individuals and to apply these insights to children with ADHD. He emphasizes that many components of resilience, problem-solving, self-discipline, responsibility, compassion, are exactly what children with ADHD need. When working with ADHD, he uses resilience as a guiding framework. Brooks identifies common mistakes parents make, often unintentionally, due to misunderstanding how ADHD brains work. One major error is assuming the child could behave better if they simply tried harder. This belief frames ADHD symptoms as willful misbehavior rather than skill deficits. Another mistake is holding a child's good day against them, assuming that if they succeeded once, they should always be able to. ADHD performance is inconsistent, and inconsistency is part of the condition. Parents also tend to blame themselves or their child when strategies don't work, leading to guilt, frustration, and conflict. Brooks stresses that raising a child with ADHD is genuinely challenging, and parents need a more compassionate mindset toward themselves and their child. Self-compassion is essential. Without it, parental frustration spills over onto the child. Many children with ADHD internalize hopelessness, believing they are broken or incapable of improvement. Brooks shares poignant examples. A teenager who believed he was born with half a brain, and a 7-year-old girl who feared her future children would think she was unintelligent. These stories illustrate how deeply children can internalize negative assumptions. Research on resilience shows that the most important protective factor is having at least one adult who truly believes in the child, what psychologist Julia Siegel called a charismatic adult, someone from whom the child gathers strength. Parents can become this adult by assuming their child is doing their best, offering hope, and focusing on strengths rather than deficits. He illustrates emotional regulation and the development of coping skills through a classroom example. A 5th-grade boy who frequently acted out. The teacher believed the behavior was random, but after observing closely, she noticed the child became agitated whenever a new assignment was introduced. This transition difficulty went unnoticed. By having a student-teacher preview new assignments with the child for 10 to 15 minutes, his agitation decreased dramatically. This shows how crisis prevention is often more effective than intervention. Next, stress tolerance and overwhelm under pressure. Adults must help build emotional resilience. Even young children can learn relaxation skills such as meditation. He encourages teachers and parents to normalize strong emotions and focus on how to cope rather than on eliminating feelings. Distinguishing maladaptive coping strategies, hitting peers, hiding, from adaptive ones, writing, caring for pets, using stress balls. He shares, one child squeezed a Nerf-style stress ball to regulate emotions. Another used an angry pad to mark moments of frustration. These rituals help children externalize emotions, regaining control. A key theme is empowerment. Brooks encourages children to generate personalized coping ideas, which increases ownership and effectiveness. He also stresses the importance of preparing families for the reality that strategies may not always work. Drawing on mental contrasting, he advises, planning how to respond when difficulties arise. This builds a sense of control, critical for children and parents. The charismatic adult, from whom a child gathers strength. Parents can embody this role by assuming their child is doing their best, offering hope, focusing on strengths, and expressing unconditional appreciation. Even small, positive behaviors should be acknowledged. Ultimately, resilience grows when children feel believed in, supported, and empowered to face challenges. And this perfect is the later becoming fact. So also noticed Butch above adult. We also wonder a next increases Joe's. Atmund. He invite, but feel we also get an odd year part not on their perfect to say month. She shows himself sometimes, the day or tapered into many then using purports. This can confirst for the node perfect mate free. Logo is 3. Spire 1. Most